Alright, guys. Solar's in the top right side of the map, representing Team Falcons up against Team Liquid. Solar in the... Solar? Clem. In the bottom left side of the map, it's Clem. My introductions have been amazing recently. What can I say? I am a professional. We're on White Rabbit to start this best of 5 semifinals. It is, of course, the PiGosaur weekly number 63. We're away for 2 weeks with PiGosaur, but we are now back. Just a 2-week break. And over Christmas, New Year's, I was away. Our head admin and runner of the tournament, Stego, was also away. But now that we're back, we've got some good games. And the sign-up, I was worried. I was worried that people wouldn't sign up because it would be away for a few weeks, broke people's habit. I messaged a bunch of pros the last 2 days, and we've had an amazing turnout. Already we've seen Max Packs fall by the wayside, Beyond fall by the wayside. A bunch of top players have already been eliminated because it is indeed such a deep lineup. SCV comes out. Oh, he gets the 3rd down. He canceled the gas, bullied the SCV away, manages to get that down. So that's really nice for Solar. However, he lost a drone. Losing a drone, not something you want to be losing early on. And this Reaper of Clem tries to go a bit deeper, but oh my gosh, she's going to go. This is a bad idea unless there's a ledge over there that I didn't know about. Oh, you can jump up here and here on this map. Damn. Ah, okay. Very nice. It is going to be a double gas opening, guys. 2 command center opening for Clem. Last time he did this against Solar, Solar walloped him. That was the finals where Solar beat him. Since then, Clem has been a bit afraid to play these 2 gas openings. He did it in 1 series against Rainer, I believe in the Warty Championship. But other than that, we haven't seen too much of it, and I'm kind of sad about it. I want to see him not just go, it didn't work, let's play 3 command center again. You know, I want to see him take risks with this stuff. And it's especially powerful if it comes out as a surprise, where your opponent has no idea that you're going to be rushing Hellion Banshee, when normally he looks for a very early Hellion dive, and then the Banshees arrive a bit earlier than the spores are done. Unfortunately, you guys saw it was on the screen while I was saying that, and it was a Zergling getting in and seeing the entire base. There are no surprises anymore, and that's going to make Clem feel a bit upset. Solar knows exactly what's happening, and Solar is a master of early defense. I've always said that if you play a bit greedy, then swarm over him. Once you've been greedy at the start, you can get ahead against Solar because his openings are too conservative sometimes. But if, oh my gosh, these Hellions, oh, good wraparound on one of them, but oh, good Hellion micro. Gets a bunch of Zerglings, doesn't lose any Hellions just yet. Well done. But like I said, if you go too aggressive early on, I feel like Solar is just so good at deflecting it. He's going to go early lair. He gets 2 Spore Crawlers. Notice he delays the Spore in the natural, because how often does the Banshee just fly through the middle? They almost always want to fly in from the edge. So delaying the Spore in the natural, it's actually really smart. Just gets a few extra minerals mined there out of that drone. Starts a few more drones, queens, Zerglings before going for it. Roachhorn's there as well. Banshee's rotating around. Hellion's going to be moving to the left side. Roachhorn as well, very safe here in case it is a 2-base all-in follow-up. We know it's not, but he hasn't seen that 3rd command center, so Solar might not be sure. And it's just a very safe way to play getting the Roach Ravager. No real damage to be spoken of just yet. A few Zerglings, 1 drone. And Zerg is getting up above 60 workers with these 7 drones as they pop out. You can see here, 6 gases on the way, double Evo chamber. 4th base starts pretty early, which he's going to go for one in the middle now. It's going to be hard for Mr. Clem to keep up. That being said, if he turtles against 1-1 Roach play, Roaches do hit an expiry date. I expect Solar to probably only build about 10 to 15 Roaches and then try to tech up to a quick hive and swap them to like Lingbane Viper. Will Clem even be able to hold a Roach all in? Well, if it's definitely going to be the first thing on his mind. I think, unless he tries to just catch Solar off guard with an attack of his own. Oh, he goes too close to the sun. Almost loses a Banshee. Can't believe that escapes, really. 3 drones do go down, but he's lost a Hellion as well. So, he's going to go to the right side. Yeah, he could take this base, but I guess it's a bit far away. Here, he can kind of centralize his tanks in this middle area and then pull the SCVs and body block here and here. So it's hard to get Ravagers in range of those tanks. Infestation Pit's coming up real early, though, as I expected for Solar. Solar might not even go range. I think he should go melee Carapace. The fact that he's gone Infestation before 1-1 is actually just an objective mistake. Those Evos were done for a long time. That's a big mistake forgetting that. There's no way you need Roach speed here this early, because he's gone Hellion Banshee opening and a third command center, but Solar may be squandering a little bit of his advantage there by, you know, now being quite far behind in the upgrades. Luckily for him, Clem forgets the armory, or maybe just didn't have the gas to squeeze it in, because he's building a lot of medevacs quite fast. So he can't start his 2-2 as quickly as he could have. That'll help the upgrades slowly close the gap a little bit. But yeah, Clem's supply is going to be low. If he defends, it's going to be off the back of... well, I mean, if there was a Roach all-in and there was no Queens brought with it, the Banshees would have had to pick off a lot of Ravagers, and he would have needed to pull a lot of SCVs to help survive, and maybe even keep a tank or two back here in reserve. It is Roach supply for Solar, remember, guys? And I said he'd only build 15 to 20 Roaches. He built 18, which is actually probably more than he needed to. He's also gone a range upgrade. I think melee would have been better. I guess he's thinking I'm probably going to need to defend with Roach Ravager 1 or 2 waves of attack before fully swapping into that melee army. Clem doesn't really have any control over the creep, but oh, he gets an Infestor. There's only one Queen here. Not worth fungling. I don't think that's worth it because he's not even going to get one. Oh, he does barely get one. Never mind. Probably worth the second fungal then. But gets an Infestor Snipe, which is very cute. No +2 weapons, +2 armor for Clem just yet. Ultra Cavern and 1 Viper as well as Adrenal Glands are all on the way. But +2 Carapace is actually the most important thing because the pushes are already coming. If Solar doesn't start +2 Cara, he's going to be way behind. Ravagerling Bane looking for maybe ambush, but with no Overseer, he didn't have vision through the smoke. Oh, here we go. Solar tries to push forward. He does pile down a tank. That's the problem, though, that sight blocker there. If you don't have an Overseer with your army, it's really hard to see through here in this middle base. A nightmare to defend on White Rabbit. This middle choke point is an absolute disaster for Zerg. Banshee on the right side, denying any potential base. Fourth command center is floating out for Clem. He's not even all in right now, but he's already finding crazy value, and that army just not quite ready to fight for Solar. This 2 Carapace plus on melee has now started for him, but yeah, I definitely think he squandered a bit of his advantage by not starting the upgrade straight away. But I wonder what else he could have done there. Like, obviously, was it just the Hive was slightly too late? Could he have had a Blinding Cloud in that fight? I think he could have had an Overseer and maybe forced the siege up a bit further back initially, being a bit further off creep. Solar obviously maybe could have killed him with a 1-1 Roach timing as well if he'd gone for those upgrades earlier. I don't think Solar's in a bad spot, guys. It's more of an even game now. Heavy Marauder transition coming in behind. For now, it's pure Marine tank pretty much. Somewhat deep on creep. Beautiful fungal. Oh man, I kind of would have loved a parasitic bomb on those medevacs when they were caught by the fungal, but he's going in, he's going out. Blinding Cloud on the 2 tanks is brilliant. 3 tanks even. Does even bile that tank to confirm the kill. Clem, he's trading efficiently and he's got a new army incoming. +3 weapon starts for Clem. +2 Carapace is not yet finished for Solar. Nice Ling Spready to distract. Middle base does get denied again. Of course, it wasn't actually being taken as Solar realized that is such an exposed hatchery. Very hard to defend. Oh! Watch out, Clem! Almost loses the medevac. And he does! He loses a full medevac to the Queen there after getting clipped by 2 biles. Ultras are here. Queens with the transfuse available. Should be good. Is he going to transfuse the Ultras? Oh, I would love to see some transfuses on those boys, but of course Solar's panicking right now, dealing with a lot of stuff going on at once, and does end up getting a bit of damage. Spores there. Oh, Clem goes too deep, but he pulls away at the last second. Clem's control so good in these frantic situations where other players would fly those into the spores and lose them by just not watching for 2 seconds, but Clem is always so quick to realize what's going on. Now, I watched Solar before play Ultras on this map, and it felt like he was very slow to get Corruptors with them. I would love to see him rush those Corruptors out now, because he's got 90 workers, he's got 5 bases, I should say. He retakes the middle hatchery, drops his Spire. Okay, Spire finally goes down, yeah. He went Hydras the last time, and I think it made it really hard to deal with Liberators. Good fungal. The Ultras are getting focused a bit as well. Baneling's trying to crash through. Widowmine's burrowing in the midst of the fight. So much Ultraling Bane here. Right now, the upgrades are even, so, you know, in that theory, it is a good time to fight. Parasitic Bomb takes out 2 Medivacs. Not a bad little snipe there. And the army will pull back. 1 Infestor's still out. 2 more being built. Plus 2 melees on the way. Love to see a plus 3 Carapace. Finally does start up. Solar, he's got a little bit of creep spreading on the left. A bit there. A bit here. And he's got 2 tumors there. If he remembers to spread those, that would actually be amazing. He's got a lot going on right now. There's a lot of things to do. In these sort of scrappy games, it's really hard to remember to spread your creep. But the fact that he's remembering that at all is kind of fantastic. Oh, dude. Oh, the Liberator Marauder drop. And he even focuses the Infestors. Clem does take some damage from these units, but dude, what a nasty move there. Just being a real D-bag. Good split on the units here by Solar. Pulls his whole army to the right, leaves a bunch of units there, and that's going to find an excellent trade. But he does lose a hatchery on the right side. Parasitic Bomb, though, ruining one of those Medivacs. Is there any way home? Uh-oh, no way home for this army. He's all red just like Spider-Man, and he's going to have to fight his way home. A couple Banelings do go down. The hatchery could be going down, but oh, the Fungal to end all Fungals. Does he have the army to collapse on top of this to punish, though? And of course, Clem gets the hatchery cancel at the end. Of course, Clem does. His whole army gets caught. He gets ravaged. Clem is the only guy who, in the midst of ravaging, somehow manages to just snipe things. I don't even know how. Clem's a guy where in the middle of you clubbing him unconscious, he somehow pickpockets you and steals your wallet. You're like, what the hell, man? Ravager's getting taken out here. Clem fights his way back into this game. It'll be incredibly impressive. By all rights, he should be stuck turtling at home, and yet he continues to push. He did just lose a drop on the right side to the Queens and the Spore. He's still got a big army, though. This central hatchery is looking vulnerable. There's no Banes right now, which means this army's a little bit weak for Solar. Another Parasitic Bomb, so good. Anytime he can kill the Medivacs, I think that's really important value. I think Solar has enough money now, though. If he gets a few Corruptors, he can actually punish these move forwards by sniping Medivacs as well. Planetary's up on the left, 5th base in the middle. If Solar can blow the middle base up, that's a huge target. But Clem is staying so heavy with his activity rate, he's keeping him busy. Water break for me. Chance for you guys to take a breather as well. Got some shout outs to give you guys who are watching live after the game. Hang around. Much love to you guys. Bio goes up left. Bio on the right as well. Pushing into Ultra Fungal is insane on 2 sides. Yeah. You really need to split your Infestors to both sides. So you want to have a half-half split, I feel, with your army, with Infestors on both sides. And if you get some Corruptors in the mix, you punish these sorts of moves so hard. But Solar is one of these Zergs who played for about the last 7 years without building a single Corruptor, I feel like. And so even though he started building the Spire, knowing that Corruptors are good, if the game's intense enough, sometimes it's just not high on his list of priorities. He kind of forgets it when I feel like he could squeeze a few in by now. This is a good push, though. Watch out for the ghosts. Parasitic Bomb does go down. Fungal lands on the right side, but already a few snipes are landing, and committing in here seems questionable for Solar. His guys are getting very choked up. It's a bad fight. Oh, wait! He does turn. He made it look like he was going to retreat. Lands a Fungal and a few Banelings. I don't think that was a good fight for him, but good run by on the right side might make it worth it. Only a few SCVs going down. There's no burrow. If you could start burrowing Zerglings, that would also be fantastic. Still no Corruptors. I feel like if his army's split half and half to each side, it is so hard for Clem to stutter step and snipe on 2 sides at once. Okay, I think Solar needs to focus these command centers. The choke point there, these 2 command centers, these big booty command centers just funneling those ultras into the choke point is actually so annoying. This map's actually incredibly hard to turtle on. I totally agree. I don't think... You guys, I'm sure there's Zergs going, look at how Imba Terran is. They just sit behind planetaries with ghosts. And I'm like, Clem's not there, guys. He's only got 5 orbitals. He doesn't have lib range. Solar's still got a big window to break him, but he's been trading a little inefficiently the last few minutes, despite being quite efficient earlier on. And he needs to deny this 6th base. I don't think you can just let him take a 6th base here. But we'll see. I mean, Solar's still got a big army. Still no Corruptors, though, to deal with these Medivacs and Libs. It's all about Spellcaster, Ultraling Bane. A couple Ravagers still left over from the early game, but they are kind of a waste of 12 supply, in my opinion, at this stage. Baneling's running from the left. A Ling run by tries to get in the natural. Good split by Clem of his army. Ultra gets sniped there. I do think Solar's army should be split half and half to each side. I know I keep mentioning it, but I just don't think there's any way Clem can deal with that. But right now, he's tracking the one blob of Zerg, but he's gone in the open. Clem caught in the open. He wasn't watching for a moment. He eats a massive fungal parasitic bomb combo. Solar says, shut up, pig. I was waiting for the perfect catch, and that's exactly what I just found. He gets an excellent trade. That was a great fight for Soli. You might think he's running away, therefore he lost. Nuh-uh. Viper survived. 3 Infestors survived to fight another day. He killed a lot of units. He's still only 4,000 resources behind. That was an excellent engagement. But remember, Clem has a 6th base up mining and 5 orbitals. And he's got more command centers finishing, 6th orbitals making. Clem is kind of limping his way towards the end game, towards the Iron Bank. If he's able to stabilize in this situation for a few more minutes, get like another planetary over here, maybe another planetary in this area would be really good. I think a planetary here or some static defenses just to help entrench that position would be nice. This planetary in the middle is where Solar's got his eyes set, but his whole army's in one blob. He's not trying to multi-prong at all. He's trying to just overwhelm the front. Could be an excellent move. It could also be a big throwaway of army for minimal value. I think it's the latter. It's a 2,000 to 3,000 resource swing in Clem's favor after that 5. Only got 5 SCVs. And like I said, I really think he should... Here's a basic pattern if you guys struggle at this stage. Grab half your army as Zerg, put it here on what control group 1, half here on control group 2, A-move both sides. And all you want to do is just jump between those two groups. And I know this doesn't work very well against Clem. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Solar should just do this, though I think he should do it once. But basically the pattern is, and this is a very repeatable pattern that has a very high success rate below Clem level. I'm not saying anything is going to allow you to beat Clem, but I think it would be really good because it would make his life difficult. So you attack both sides. You pull back the side that feels like it's running into the main part of Clem's army, and then you focus on the other side. Get what damage you can, and then run it away. And then after you've forced Clem to split his army, then you group up for one big frontal push. And Solar's finally doing this. He felt like Clem's main army was on the left, but look at Clem's micro. Clem gets into safety with both sides. Banelings are going to get some good boom booms, trying to get on top of those ghosts. They get a few SCVs and ghosts, not as much as I thought. And this army on this side was maybe just a bit too low on the Zerglings to actually wrap around and trap everything. The army on the left seemed to run into the big army. It actually seems like his army is just quite small in general. He's building 7 more Corruptors to snipe Libs, which is very essential because that Lib count's crazy now. I think Clem may have stabilized and may have made it past the scariest part of the game. I think Solar ran around in one clump for a bit too long, and the window may have just closed before he split his army up. Snipes going down on the Corruptors. Excellent moves there for Clem. Sniping multiple Corruptors. The hatchery incredibly low. Liberated Biomine Ghost. The Ultra's getting popped, and this is a bad fight for Solar. He's chasing around a corner. Then again, Banelings do not connect with the Ghosts. They all got shot down beforehand. And that is a blitzing victory for Clem. What a delicious fight. Remember, guys, this is Clem's superpower. He fell behind at a few stages in this game, and he kept the fighting at such a high pace where he was able to out-multitask. It's hard to make the correct decision when Clem is in your face, dropping in 2 to 3 places, stimming units in from all sides. Solar's one of the best in the game at keeping his cool in these situations, but you see the impact of playing against Clem here. Solar quickly turns around for the ambush, trying to get through those Lib zones before they siege up. Corruptors will actually kill a few of these Libs. I think the core mistakes in this game was Corruptors coming in a bit too late and Solar meatheading his army a bit too much rather than splitting 50-50. And GG, well played. Very nice game for Clem. Really good comeback in game 1. Solar with an excellent OP. I also think those delayed upgrades did hurt him a little bit, and that first fight in the middle was actually really bad. The fact that Solar fought back so well after losing that fight here and the hatchery, very, very promising for both sides. All right, guys, going into game 2. Hatch first here for Solar in the top left side of the map. Some good moments for Solar in that game at multiple stages of the game. But Clem coming out on top, no stranger to this matchup, TVZ. Remember, that was a 2 command center opening. I think that's the sort of opening where Solar fares the best, though. I think Clem will be going back to 3 command center. And if he finds himself in a more comfortable, more routine situation, which he will, because as you can see, there's no second gas, which means he's going 3 command center. He's going to be in that more familiar situation where I would say Clem is For most players, I think either one's hard to play against. I know Raynor was struggling with the 2-gas aggression as well a little bit. But I think against Solar, 3CC is just way better against Solar as an individual player. Good defense. Reaper can't really find much. Just got himself... It was a Zergling, right? Yeah, it was just one Ling. This series has to go on YouTube. I mean, I see name CLEM Solar, unless it's a total one-sided... I mean, even if it is a totally one-sided match, it's probably usually worth. Just because it's a good matchup, usually, CLEM Solar. We get to see a lot of range. We haven't seen that much late game out of CLEM this season, because he's so good at winning in the mid game, the early late game, but kind of cool to see him just play that crazy mobile Biomine Ghost style. He does it so well. I do think the Ghost hit point change is rather silly as well, because I think Ghosts were already too tanky, and then they basically made them effectively more tanky against anything that's not a Colossus or a Baneling. Which, I think I'll have to release a video on that soon. I've realized I haven't done any, like, kind of too many videos recently, and I think just talking about how dumb the Ghost change is probably the next video where we'll talk a bit about that stuff. They're like, hey guys, we're finally giving that light tag to Ghost to make them more vulnerable. And everyone's like, oh, that's cool. Like, they'll have a bit more of a weakness now. They're like, also 25% hit point increase. And you're just like, oh. And don't get me wrong, like, I don't think that was the biggest decider in that last game, but there is just like a point you get to where those Ghost armies just are a bit offensively tanky against Lings, Hydras, and Protoss, it's especially the Stalkers struggle to kill them a bit more than they should, in my opinion. But it is what it is. Cloaked Banshee with speed this time. Oh, sorry, so not cloaked. Non-cloaked Banshee, just speed Banshee. So he's going to go for this, the guys that can maneuver a lot better, which is cool. Yeah, Ghosts are only 2 supply now as well. I don't mind the 2 supply Ghost. I don't mind that. I thought 3 supply Ghost was a little clunky, but bit of a wild set of changes. Lair came in. Spore is there. Natural as well. 3rd also. Very well done. Actually pulling away. So, Double Engineering Bay feels like it's a little late this game, but I think whenever you go for a Banshee upgrade, it's kind of natural for those Engineering Bays to get delayed. And you always need to go 4 gases before starting the NG Bays, because it costs you 200 gas, remember, when those are finished. So, lots and lots of gas required to start the upgrades. Evo Chamber's not far behind for Sol. He's going to play a double Evo Chamber game. Guys, are we going to see a Hydra Den? I think we're going to see a Hydra Den go down. Check this. Look at this. I'm on Solar's camera. Yes! Hydra Den! Hydra Den, baby! No Baneling Nest, no Roach Warren down, guys. It was a bit too late in the game to start one of those. The only reason you'd be doing that is if you're going to rely on Hydra Infesta for defense. Now, Solar and a few of the other Zergs have done a bit of a bastardization. Oh, hold on, aliens just walk right in. The Lings were not in position. Luckily, Clem misclicked on the extractor there with a few Hellions. And he's not going to get much damage. Solar only loses 4 drones. I think he's totally happy with that, because that gives him a free pass now to drone up to like 75 workers. There's a bastardization of this style where you rush Banelings after the Hydras. Which, don't get me wrong, it's good to get Baneling tech up for when the turns at Ghosts, but that's far down the track. I think going for a few Infestors makes way more sense than the Banelings, because it meshes with the mass Hydra opening a lot better. What Solar's trying to do is he doesn't really want to play Hydra Infestor, he just wants to get a pack of Hydras out to limit the early damage, and then just play normal Lingbane Hydra, just off the back of a 1-1 opening upgrade. It's not the worst thing in the world, I just personally adore rushing 8 gases and playing Hydra Infesta, especially if you get a bit of an advantage trading, cleaning out those Hellions so decisively. Spore Gorilla does go down. The Banshee's so maneuverable, man. All right, Marine Hellion is still building up on him. He's still building Hellions. Oh, is he actually planning to just send Hellbats in front to tank against the Lings? Oh my gosh. Okay, so Clem knows what he's up against, guys. He's going to try and just literally YOLO stutter step Hellbat Marine onto the Hydras, knowing that this army is pure Hydraling at this point. And the Lings will get annihilated by the Hellbats. The Hellbats will also tank pretty well. This is a crazy 3-base Hellbat style. He's adding Drilling Claws behind it as a next step. He did already lose a lot of Hellions, though. I don't know if this style works. Yeah, this doesn't seem good. Maybe he didn't realize it was Hydras. He thought it was Lingbane. He's gonna go for it. The Hellbats are stuck in the back, though. It's a great fight for Solar. Excellent fight for Solar. Really well done. Holds his ground, shuts him down. The Hydra build has come into favor. I think we should all give credit to Scarlet. She pioneered this style at Katowice. If you guys go back a few years ago, there's a YouTube video we did. How many Scarlet Trolls $50,000 tournament with Mass Hydra, something like that is the title. The thumbnail, I think, is just how many Hydras do you... Yes! And Scarlet's face. It's like, how many Hydras do you want to build? Yes! I want to make all of them. It was a really cool style. It seemed like a troll build at the time. No one goes straight to Hydras. But she showed us how to do it. And over the last year, Rainer and a few players have been beating Clem with this style. And it's kind of made its way onto the ladder. I've been having some really good success with it. It's going to go straight back into Lurkers, which Solar is the king of Hydraling Bane into Lurker Viper. I think as much as I hate the early Banelings, I think this style really suits him. And because he's not playing against siege tanks, I think his style's perfect. Clem is refusing to build siege tanks right now, which is so cocky, man. Clem just doesn't want to give up map control, but tanks are necessary against Hydra Bane. They're also necessary against the Lurker transition that's coming in, which he now knows about. He sees it. Gonna try and fight here in the main, but he's got to leave. Good pickup, does get out of there. The southern base, a bit of a dream there for Solar. Luckily, Clem doesn't see it yet. And Clem's like, wait, where's your 5th base? Because who would be crazy enough to take it there? That's such an easy snipe. I think top left seems like or top middle, I should say, seems like the most natural expand. I'm just going to try to push in. You can always take out that hatchery later. Oh, watch out. Ling's going to run into that 3rd base. Clem, he's very focused on the front. He's going to get away from those Banes. Does pick up saves most of the Marines. His rally's going to do okay there, but he's shoving in the north as well. Can Clem micro 3 places at once? I think we all know the answer is he has the possibility of doing it, but will he pull it off right now? Well, Lings do get mostly cleaned up. There's only a few left at the 3rd. Mine's getting cleaned up as well. Abducts. Or maybe just go for the parasitics. I'm not sure. Doesn't have energy for both parasitics. Now he does. 2 parasitic bombs could go down. There we go. Nicely done. It's going to clean that up. But there's an attack on the front as well. Lurkers are here. Hydra Bane from behind. Lurker from the south. Hydra from the north. Clem is impaling himself upon the defenses of Solar right now. I feel like we're watching heavy cavalry charge a pike formation repeatedly. It's not just a pike formation. They've dug a ditch. They've lined it with sharp sticks. They've stuck some stakes in the ground. Clem's going to have to rein his cavalry in. Wait for the Zerg to get out of position a little bit before... Once the Zerg infantry breaks formation, then he can use that mobility really well. Going to go for a little Widow Mine drop here. Trying to deny some mining and be a nuisance. Clem has his first 6 ghosts out, 4 more building, not many snipes available. He's got 3 Marauders, 25 Marines, 13 Widow Mines. He is nowhere near max, and that's a huge problem. As the Zerg army is going to go for that 3rd base. No siege tanks for insurance, which means if you lose momentum with this style, it's all about mobility and aggression. Suddenly you're stuck defending while your opponent has the range advantage, and that is a tough ask for the Terran. Of course, he stands his ground and snipes in the face of those Hydras temporarily. Does clear a lot of these Banelings, but you can see the position that Solar's got, pushing it back to 3 base. What an excellent opening this has been for Solar. It's just a standard 8 Queen opening, but you skip the Baneling Nest and the Roach War, and you're pretty vulnerable to a super early Hellbat timing. You have to defend with just Queen Zergling. You rush your double upgrades, and you just go straight to Hydras. So you just need to be able to defend off just Queens and about 20 to 40 Zerglings in the early game. If you get away with that, this Lurker build is excellent. Because suddenly, this Hydra's defending Banshees. The first double drop comes in, and there's Hydras with Groove Spines greeting it. It's such a smooth build-up if you get away with it. But it's very greedy and weak to 7 to 7.5 minute Marine tank pushes. Things which Clem doesn't really like to do normally. But if Solar keeps mixing this build in, Clem's going to have to mix in some tank pushes to punish it. Hydraling Bane pulling back. Bio moving forward. Lurkers get a few volleys off. Stimming into Lurker Baneling. Holy crap, Clem. And even winning the fight. I mean, I think he's dead in the game. He's got no money coming in, but oh my lord. How did he clear that much Zerg? Who the heck? Every one of these guys is Arnold Schwarzenegger from Commando. They have unlimited ammo. None of them need to ever reload. And they have pinpoint headshot accuracy on every single shot while spraying from the hip. I don't even understand. Bloody CLEM units are all 80s action heroes, man. Dude. I mean, he's still dead, but at least he demolished that Zerg army harder than Sylvester Stallone did Sandra Bullock in Demolition Man. That was a dumb... I don't know why. Yeah, you know, like, sometimes you want to say something, but then something pops in your head, you don't want to say it, but then the words force themselves out of you. That was one of those. Clem right now is refusing to leave, guys. This is a classic Terran player. He's actually doing the ladder Terran thing, where he's like, I have mules on my third. I'm fine. There's no problem here. It's okay. Mate, there's a lurker in that third. This one ball of Terran, can it take down a maxed out Zerg army? I think Clem already knows the answer. Just huffing a bit of copium. Oh! With a melodramatic scream of ghost death. Clem finally taps out. Solar with a lovely Hydra build. That build really just designed to punish the fact that Clem doesn't like doing early tank pushes, number one. And number two, Clem absolutely hates doing anything except Widow Mines. He wants to be attacking and mobile, and that means he's throwing units into your Hydras repeatedly and gifting you good trades. Alright guys, we're into Winter Madness. Falcon Solar, bottom right side. Liquid Clem, top left side. Fun series so far. Clem played the 3cc, but yeah, I mean, losing all your Hellions and then going for a Hellbat push afterwards, not great, number one. Number two, I don't think Hellbat push into the Hydras was the right call anyway. I think he was hoping to catch Solar going for, like, you know, I think maybe he saw the Evo chambers and he thought you're going double upgrade Ling into, like, Fast Hive, maybe even Ling Infester. Basically, like, you're not going to have Banes yet, or no Bane speed at the very least. I can focus down non-speed Banes. You're definitely going to not be playing Roaches with such fast upgrades as well. So I think Clem kind of thought in that last game, hey, you're doing something different. And he was going to try and thrust in. Obviously didn't work out. That first big attack failed and he was behind from there. If he built siege tanks from there, it would have been much harder for Solar to close the game out. But Clem just tried to stay aggressive, tried to keep building lots of mines and marines and stimming in from all sides. And wasn't quite able to close it. You know, couldn't find the damage, and in fact ended up doing more harm than good, throwing so many units away. Thank you very much to the tip towards the prize pool there. Don't do any shoutouts during the cast. That's like part of the YouTube recording, but I like that one a lot. We had the Bulgarian just supported the tournament. Thank you. For those who don't know, if you're from Bulgaria, love you guys. I like to call it Bulgaria because your men are so manly. You know, just a good time. I'm a child. Thank you for that. All right, we're gonna go out for the third. So Solar's just saying, look, I don't want to take the bad third. I've seen a lot of Zergs take this third recently, which I think is a disastrous hatchery to take. I truly believe on this map, the best call is to just take the hatchery at like a minute 40, really early on, basically about 19-20 supply after you've got your pool and your gas going. Because look at this. Look at this illegal micro for Clem. Get out of the way. Just let him take the base, bro. Now he's gone 2 base Slayer. Finally, the third base goes down. I think Solar's just like, geez, dude. I do think Solar's going to try to play Mutalisks on this map. I've seen a lot of players play Mutas on this map. I don't know if it's the best call. Link speed coming in a bit too late. Could attempt to spread those drones out, but this is good damage for Clem. Really good damage. He's rushing Alien Banshee off 2 command centers again, so you do need to find early damage, but early damage is exactly what's lining up. That drone just killed that Hellion before it died, by the way. That was cool, man. I feel like whenever a drone kills a Hellion, it's like when you see someone in like a movie or something who's like their dad's like an asshole who's like beat them their whole life, and then they finally stand up to him and like knock their dad out. That's essentially drones finally fighting back against thousands of games of Hellions roasting drones and bullying them, but that one time the drone gets to knock one out, it feels good, even in the midst of Solar basically getting wrecked in this early game. He's got 30 Lings in total coming out, not to mention a Spire, going down off 26 drones. He's building 2 more gases. He needs to just focus on his minerals right now. This Ling Run Bite needs to do massive damage. Can he get that Hellion? The answer is he can. Oh, that's big. He's going to go after these SCVs. A few of the Lings do idle for a moment. More Lings going across the map as well. He should focus the command center down, I think. But that SCV actually protected by the other SCVs. Dude, Clem's so good at keeping his units alive. He will focus the command center down. Does get cancelled. Nice move there. And I think these Lings should back away now. Just leave a couple on the SCVs. Droning not as hard as I thought he'd be able to. And the problem is the gas. He's basically all in on the first Muta wave. The Lings actually get a few Hellions, which is pretty nice. He did get 10 SCVs. This was like a very good attack. Problem is, no detection. Cloaked Banshee goes in, kills 5 drones, and denies the entire mining time in the main. And also sees what he's up to. He's like, wait, why do you have so many gases and so few drones? What is happening? We, of course, could see Solar's economy is absolutely shreked in this game. Luckily, there are a few Lings to stop this Hellion counter. But man, there's like 2 Mutas building right now. It's the saddest Mutalisk explosion I've ever seen, guys. Usually you want a big explosion of Mutas. You want to shoot them out as far and hard as possible. But he's going to basically cough up a dog water of Mutalisks. He's barely going to afford 5. Luckily, Clem's in the dumps economically, so they could do game-ending damage. There is still hope here. Clem's obviously miles ahead economically. Remember, he doesn't have a 3rd command center, doesn't have a 2nd and 3rd barracks, but he's building Reactor Viking, which is very clever. He's gonna, if he can get 2 Vikings and pull SCVs to repair them, I think he can deflect this. Banshee flies in, sees no drones on the 3rd. He's got to realize Banshee's across the map. Or Mutas see the Banshee. Doesn't chase it. The Banshees realize, hey, you're just going to let me do damage, aren't you? But Queens are there. Still an Overseer at home, right? Yeah. Oh, it's going forwards, which means that Banshee might find damage. Oh, he denies the guy on the 3rd command center. Also picks off the one building the turret. But I think seeing those Vikings, you want to be careful here. All right, where's the Overseer? He sent the Overseer across the map. Huge mistake. Oh, he does get rid of the bunker building, but like I said, I don't think you can ever kill those Vikings as long as SCVs repair them, especially not with 2 more about to pop. Marines and Vikings. The Marines are holding the choke point. Oh, beautiful micro. Beautiful micro. Lings are inside the main, but now there's Vikings from the right, Vikings from the left. It's a Mutalisk filling sandwich with Viking bread, and that tastes like sad Zerg tears as Solar taps out. Oh me, oh my, what's going on, guys? We're on Mothership. Solar in the bottom side, Clem in the top, and there's an Overlord going out, but he's not gone directly to the middle. This is a proxy 2 barracks with an 18 gas behind it. It's the old school Maru build. Does that SCV come from a bit of a surprising direction? Yes, it does. That should ring Solar's alarm bell. Why is it coming from the middle? It should be coming along the sides from one of the edges. And that should tell him what's happening. He's looking around. We're on Solar's camera right now. He should realize, there we go, he sees the Marine. Overlord zigs to the right to try and evade. Roach Warren? He's going to go Roach Warren. Scarlet, what an influence you've had. I feel like people used to always try to pull drones to fight this. But a lot of people have been copying the Scarlet response recently of just making one base Roach, giving up the hatchery. Trying to build a Queen here is kind of cute. Maybe you can hide it over here, put a Creep Tumor down. But we'll see how it goes. 4 Lings as well. Interesting. Stop Marine production at 7. 7 Marines, 2 bunkers, quick factory behind it. Notice the command center is incredibly delayed, which is why he's stopped the Marine production now. Gets a couple Zerglings. So the Queens and Lings come down as if they want to fight, but realistically, Solar was always planning to lose this hatchery in the main. He's got 5 Roaches on the way. And actually, oh, he's restarted Marine production. That's interesting. Tech Lab on the way. He needs to get a tank, or it's usually a Cyclone first. The barracks will cancel those Marines and float home. And he's actually going to unload and leave. And Solar right now should go back to sending a drone to the natural and droning up. But I don't think he was watching. Those bunkers are clearly one of them's empty, which means there's no one here. No one's home. He should send a Roach in front to tank. This is an easy cleanup. He's actually going to let one of the bunkers sell. 75 minerals. He just let Clem get away with. He should get that Marine, but the SCV will probably escape. These Marines are actually going to get the Overlord on the way home. Oh, I can't believe it. That's his only high ground vision spotter. I guess there's another one, but it's a bit further away. Clem messed up his micro. Oh, Clem, get wrecked, son. He's going to sacrifice a Marine potentially to get it. There's another Overlord coming from the left, but that was really good. Where's the hatchery? Oh, he's all in. He's doing a one-base Ravager all in. Oh, this works against Beyond because sometimes Beyond does a 3cc before factory. There is no way you could do that in this scenario, though. Tech Lab Cyclone's already out. Ravager already takes big damage. Overlord is lagging, but he's not even moving it in. The Overlord's just frozen in position. He's trying... Solar! Not macroing up behind this. I think you always have room to macro up behind it. But the counter roll in is a big gamble. And I think with all the Marines getting home is huge. Second Cyclone, not a tank, is interesting. I would always go tank here. But Cyclones, of course, will not be sitting ducks for the corrosive bile. Marines and Cyclones trying to micro. Gotta be careful, Clem. Depots don't get up in time. He loses a Cyclone. Oh, my lord. Okay, the Ravager's getting surrounded by SCVs. The biles could be effective, though. That's a lot of SCVs that'll go down, but you need more than SCVs. I mean, he does build a hatchery, which is cool. The SCV dodge on the bile was brilliant, by the way. That weak Ravager up front really hurts if it gets locked on. Solar is going to start droning. So Solar said, okay, I've done some damage. I've killed some workers. I think now I can maybe transition. He might go for a follow-up Ling Ravager attack. I do think having a tank instead of the second Cyclone should have been the play. He actually blocked his Cyclone there, but now unsieging the tank, he will move it forward. And as long as your other units are a decent distance in front of the tank, you can shield it from the corrosive biles. Now keep in mind, Ling Ravager all-in follow-up will be the play here. I love to go 3 hatchery and really drone up and even transfer drones from the main to the natural, because I always feel like the Terran at some point here, the correct thing is to scan your natural, probably around 6.5 minutes, and check how all-in is the Zerg. And if he sees 4 drones, obviously he knows just stay on the high ground for a bit longer, keep the tanks up here, slowly creep down and build bunkers, and just take your time and take no risks. Because you can just double mule this main for a while and just don't give the Zerg an opportunity. But right now, Solar, he's so prepared to hit the fastest possible timing that he's not thinking about that scan. Clem might just be greedy and not drop the scan, remember? He has to stay on the high ground. If Clem moves to the low ground, it's lights out. The Lings will surround. The Ravagers might kill him anyway. Honestly, there's so much Zerg. So much Zerg. I really didn't have faith in this working, but after sniping that Cyclone instantly when he ran up the ramp, that was just such a huge moment. There's that scan we talked about. Back to the high ground, Clem. He's got to defend the ramp, though. He can't let those Ravagers onto the high ground. He's body blocking the ramp. Look at that body block on the ramp. The tanks focus the Ravagers down. The Lings get ruined by the Marines. 1 tank goes down, but Solar's all in. It feels like it's already almost been stopped in its tracks. Can he bile the tank? Oh, the repair! The Marines try to defend. The SCV repair. Oh, it survives! And that is going to be GG. Clem holds on. Oh, man. Like I said, I really think this all-in has a surprising amount of longevity. For me, at my level, I'm not saying this would work for them. I build a 3rd hatchery. I build another like 6 or 7 drones. I got to about 28, 30 drones. Transfer some out of the main to the natural. So it really looks a lot more like I'm just annoying you with a few roaches and ravagers. I hide all the Zerglings out here, and I wait for you to move down. Problem, you do that against Clem, he's going to have stim, and he's got 3 Marines building at a time. You give him time to get stim out, obviously you're going to be in a big problem there anyway. So my version might not work against him either, but that's my thought process, is Terran in this scenario, especially a guy as good as Clem, is always going to scan that natural, and that's going to confirm that he just stays on the high ground. And if he body blocks you getting the vision, it's really tough. Maybe Solar could have brought another Overlord in and floated it from this angle as his attack moves in, so that it at least provided high ground vision on one of the tanks. It wouldn't have got vision on this tank up here, but he would have been able to bile this tank. Either way, GG, well played. Brilliant series from both sides. And once again, even when it's a 3-1, a decisive scoreline, Solar makes all the games look really competitive. GG, well played.